Hey everyone, today on People Now, the newest developments in the shooting of Ahmaud Arbery and the father and son arrested for murder.
Also, on the lighter side today, we finally had the official pronunciation of Elon Musk's new baby's incredibly unique name.
Plus, a new duet from Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber has fans going wild. We're breaking down all the celeb cameos in that star-packed music video.
So Sean and I compete in pretty much everything, including how well we know each other.
Sean Johnson and her husband Andrew East are putting couples to the test in their new YouTube show.
Also, Crazy Rich Asians and Silicon Valley star Jimmy O. Yang tells us about bringing the laughs in his new stand-up special.
I can't believe it, actually, because I'm getting, emails from Sharon Stone and
Actor Mcdermott gives us the scoop about his role in Ryan Murphy's new buzzy Netflix series, Hollywood.
All that and more today on People Now. Let's go.
Hey everyone, happy Friday. Welcome to People Now. I'm Andrea Boehlke here in Wisconsin. What's up, Jeremy? How are you doing in New York?
Hey, Andrea. Yeah, I'm doing really well. Happy it's the weekend. Can't wait. There's so much to get to today. Here's what you need to know and what's trending. We begin on a serious note. Marcus Arbery Sr. is remembering his son, Ahmaud Arbery, today, Friday, on what would have been Ahmaud's 26th birthday. Take a listen.
I just want justice for my son. I just want them to pay the price to the full their crime they did. Really hurt because the day he would have been 26 years old. And so they really hurt behind it. He didn't deserve that because he was a very good young man. I can truly say that from the bottom of my heart.
The father and son, allegedly caught on video shooting Ahmaud Arbery in a Georgia suburb, have been arrested more than 2 months after that incident.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation announced on Thursday that they had charged Gregory and Travis McMichael with murder and aggravated assault. Ahmaud's sister, Jasmine Arbery, appeared on Cuomo Primetime Thursday night and reacted to the arrest. Take a listen.
We feel a sense of relief. This has been a long run. It's been a long time. It feels like it's been a long time. So this day was a turning point in recovering my brother's case and getting justice for him. So we're relieved and happy.
Ahmaud was shot and killed while jogging in broad daylight on February 23rd. There was renewed interest in the case this week after the video of the shooting emerged. It shows two men struggling while 3 gunshots can be heard. Ahmaud can also be seen trying to run away before falling to the ground.
An investigation by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation was only requested on May 5th by District Attorney Tom Durden after 2 other district attorneys recused themselves from the case.
All right, guys, we've been talking about Elon Musk and Grimes' new baby boy all week, and we officially have a pronunciation from Elon Musk himself. On Thursday's episode of the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, Musk explained that it was Grimes who mostly came up with the unique name, and here's exactly how to pronounce it. Take a listen.
I mean, it's just X, the letter X. And then the AE is like pronounced Ash. Yeah. And then A12 is my contribution.
Oh, why A12?
Archangel 12, the precursor to the SR-71. Coolest plane ever.
All right, so there you have it. X Ash A12.
There's a ring to it, right, Jeremy? Musk and Grimes welcomed the baby boy on Monday, May 4th. The child is the first for Grimes, while Musk has 5 sons from a previous marriage. His first son, Nevada, died tragically of SIDS at 10 weeks old in 2002.
During his appearance on that podcast, Musk, who is 48, also opened up about becoming a father again. He tells Rogan, quote, "I think it's better being older and having a kid. I appreciate it more. Babies are awesome. They are awesome." And he adds, "They're little love bugs. It's wonderful. It's great."
Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande have debuted their new duet, Stuck With You. Take a listen. They also released the song's music video. It includes clips of fans and celebrities practicing social distancing amid the coronavirus pandemic.
Yeah, including celebs such as sisters Kendall and Kylie Jenner, Gwyneth Paltrow slow dancing with her husband Brad Falchuk, both in their PJs, really adorable. Actors Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis are in there as well, and singer Michael Bublé beaming at the camera as he danced with his wife.
The video also includes a very special cameo, Ariana's new boyfriend, Dalton Gomez. Until now, the pair have been keeping the relationship out of the public eye, but at the end of the video, the singer and the luxury real estate agent are seen sweetly dancing. They are currently social distancing together.
Ariana shared an Instagram post hours before the song debuted, and she captioned it in part, quote, "I can't fully articulate how happy I am that we waited this this long to do this, the duet thing. This moment really means so much more than it ever could have if it had happened any other way or if it had been any other song.
Proceeds from the single will go towards funding grants and scholarships for the kids of first responders on the front lines of the pandemic through the First Responders Children's Foundation.
Sarah Michelle Gellar is sending Buffy the Vampire Slayer fans into a frenzy. The actress posted this photo from her home. She captioned it in part, quote, "All dressed up and nowhere to go. I say we party."
So for those of you that don't know, this is the exact dress that Buffy Summers wore in the first season's finale of the iconic show, which ran from 1997 to 2003. So here's a quick flashback of the episode titled Prophecy Girl.
Oh, look, a bad guy.
Hey, I hear there's a dance at the Bronze tonight. Could be fun.
Yeah. Buffy? Sure. We save the world. I say we party. I mean, I got all pretty.
Such a great show and definitely worth the binge while you're staying at home if you haven't seen it yet.
One excited fan couldn't believe it was the dress. They commented on the post, "You still have the dress?" And Gellar replied, "Yep."
She also posted a few more shots of the dress in her Instagram stories, which still fits perfectly, by the way.
Yeah, Gellar has been at home self-isolating with her husband, Freddie Prinze Jr., and their 2 kids, Charlotte and Rocky. She even participated in the trend of dyeing her own hair, and she went with pink. Hopefully she pulls out some more looks from her iconic role as Buffy. And I gotta say, she looks great with the pink hair. I've been noticing everybody doing pink. I think it's fun.
I mean, if you're bored, not much else to do, why not dye your hair, right? Today's story to make you smile comes from one teacher that is going above and beyond for a family in need.
Yes, 42-year-old first grade teacher Luciana Lira from Connecticut has taken up the responsibility of caring for her student's newborn brother after his mother was hospitalized with coronavirus shortly before giving birth.
According to NBC News, on April 1st, Lira received an urgent phone call from the pregnant mother of her 7-year-old student, Junior. She was 8 months pregnant at the time and was about to undergo an emergency C-section after being diagnosed with coronavirus. Up to that point, Lira had a traditional parent-teacher relationship with Junior's parents, who are both from Guatemala.
According to CNN, the baby was born on April 2nd and did not test positive for coronavirus. Lira generously offered to care for the newborn until Junior and his father received their test results. However, both of their test results came back positive, which meant Lira would have to care for the baby longer than expected.
Lira, who is married and has an 11-year-old son, is just happy that she made the right decision and protected the baby from becoming infected.
Junior's mother has made strides in her recovery. She's been discharged from the hospital, but is still not able to see her son. Both she and her husband haven't tested negative for the virus yet. Over the last few weeks, the parents have only been able to interact with their newborn over video calls, hoping to receive negative test results soon.
All right, stay with us. We are talking with actor Dylan McDermott about his role in Ryan Murphy's new series about Tinseltown's past. It's called Hollywood. Plus, Olympic medalist Shawn Johnson-East loves a good competition. She and her husband Andrew are telling us how they are putting couples to the test in their new challenge series.
One time I asked my dad, I was like, "Dad, after 38 years, do you still love Mom?" And he was like, "Love? I gotta be a good Asian everywhere now. I gotta tip everywhere I go. Chinese tip, it doesn't matter how big your bill is, you tip $2.
That was a quick look at the hilarious comedy special, Good Deal, by actor and comedian Jimmy O. Yang. It hits Amazon Prime today. Jimmy told me about why you should check it out.
First of all, we're so lucky. I did all my tour last year in 2019, and we shot this in December. So, you know, it would have been impossible to tour now. This might be the last stand-up comedy special of anyone ever. Okay?
That's true. And for that reason alone, we should see it.
For that reason alone. And you got nothing else to do anyways. But it's my very first comedy special. And a lot of people don't know this. They know me as an actor from Silicon Valley, Crazy Rich Asians, whatever. But I started as a stand-up, and I've been doing stand-up for 10, going on 11 years now. And this is the very first hour special.
So has your, I know you always have bits about your heritage, about your family. Have your parents seen this yet?
My parents have not seen this particular special, and okay. I do talk a lot about them.
Okay.
So I'm interested in what happened.
In their response.
My dad came out to my stand-up comedy show years ago because he was never approving of me doing stand-up. He didn't even know what stand-up comedy was. He just called it a talk show. He's like, "You're going to do a talk show at the Sunset?" I'm like, "Sure."
Which does make sense. It's talking, it's a show. I mean, I get it.
Yeah. So one time I finally invited him out to a show. I was doing a show at the MGM, at Brad Garrett's comedy club in Las Vegas. See, old Chinese people, they don't understand stand-up, but they understand Vegas, MGM, gambling.
Okay.
You know, I got them like a free room, hooked them up, everything, front row seats, you know, and I crushed it that night, okay? And then my dad came out, and my friend, he was the opener, and I would never ask my dad this question, but you know, he didn't know better. So my friend Jack, he was like, so Richard, your son, he killed it tonight. He was really funny, right? And in front of everyone that was standing in line, like crowd, about to like just shake my hands or whatever. They're like, yeah, and then he was like, no, Jimmy's not funny. And it completely crushed everything, I believe. But
that's funny.
I assure you, the special will be funny, although my dad might not think so.
Yeah, well, I wondered about that because I also heard you talk about that. You said before that he thinks Silicon Valley was funny because the writing was really good.
True.
Not you, but the writing.
Yeah.
I mean, has he evolved at all on the stand-up and feeling like you're a little bit funny? At least maybe you've made him laugh at least once, I would hope.
I hope so. He's always the funny guy in the family.
Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe it's more of like a territory grab.
It's a little competition. And I don't know if you know this, he actually started acting after I did. Because
really?
at the beginning, he was not down. He was sending me like careerbuilder.com emails, like go get a real job. And then eventually when he saw some success when I was on Silicon Valley, he was like, oh, it's so easy. You can do it. I can probably do it.
I can do it too.
So he started doing it and he was like crushing it. Yeah, he played my dad in Patriots Day. And I'm doing this new show on Netflix called Space Force.
Right, I wanted to talk about that. Your dad's in it?
You might or might not see him in it. We'll see. But yeah, man, he's killing it, dude.
Yeah, I'd love to see some father-son acting in that one. Space Force is coming soon to Netflix. The trailer dropped earlier this week. Take a look.
Our nation's internet runs through our vulnerable space satellites. POTUS wants complete space dominance. To that end, the president is creating a new branch, Space Force, which Mark will run.
What? This is a great adventure we are embarking on today. There will be setbacks, but greatness was never won without sacrifice.
Oh, he is blowing it just like you thought. Yeah, it is a complete show. Oh, my dry cleaner. Yeah, they lost my dress wipes.
We can't wait for this series, and it turns out Jimmy can't wait either.
Well, first of all, it's just freaking hilarious. It's Greg Daniels and Steve Carell and John Malkovich. You know,
unbelievable.
It's the pedigree of The Office, and then you add all these killer actors: John Malkovich, Lisa Kudrow, ya boy, you know, Ben Schwartz, and everyone. It's extremely funny, and it's also, the music is amazing, all the acting, like just it hits every aspect. I've seen all 10 episodes already, and my only wish is it will come out even earlier right now, you know, because it comes out at the end of the month.
Right.
And who knows? We might be off partying at the beach by then.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't think so. I think we're all going to be in it for that. There's a lot of buzz for that. People are anxious to see it. Look, you've obviously worked with a lot of big names even before Space Force. But who would you say, who would you say is like the funniest behind the scenes? Because as you just mentioned, the pedigree there is incredible.
Interesting. Well, first of all, I was scared, honestly. I was like, my heart was beating. My first day on set was with Steve Carell and John Malkovich. You know what I mean? And Steve is notoriously nice, and he is absolutely the sweetest guy, and he's a genius. Malkovich, you don't know what to think about.
You don't know.
Like,
what version are you gonna get, right?
Yeah, you see Steve Carell on the streets, you're like, okay, that's a superstar, that's awesome. You see John Malkovich, you're like, wait, is that guy even real? Like, did I just see like a unicorn or something? What's going on? So he's an absolute legend, but he is so funny. We make him tell stories. We don't even have to make him. He just tells stories all the time on set, and there's just a cadence to him talking. He's very slow, very collective, but you just hang on to every word. He's such a great storyteller. One of his stories just started with, when I dropped out of first grade, and that was how the story started, and it's just a million incredible stories like that. And we recently had a Zoom happy hour with the cast too. And, you know, it's just like John Malkovich story time. We love it.
Oh, with the cast of Space Force.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's cool. So John Malkovich is the story guy. Steve Carell stars in this as a general in charge of Space Force, I believe. What's his role kind of with the cast when the camera, like on the Zoom call? What if John Malkovich is a story guy? What's Steve Carell?
Oh, Steve is just a sweet guy. He's just a great laugher and he chills. You know, he's like, imagine the dad that you wish you had. That's, I think,
was
how
supportive
I
of your acting from day one and your comedy.
Yeah, that might be a little personal. Not that you wish you had. It's that I wish I had.
Got it.
You know,
Yeah.
but no, he's honestly a great guy and just super awesome.
All right, American gymnast and 2008 Olympic gold medalist Shawn Johnson-East and her football star husband, Andrew East, are doing what a lot of people are doing these days. They're self-isolating, they're laying low, but to help pass the time, the couple has created a new show on YouTube called Newlywed Challenge. It's featuring notable personalities and couples, all while doing some good. The prize money is donated each week to a different charity, which is amazing. Andrew and Shawn, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing?
We're doing great, just living it up at home, so.
Yeah, before we talk about your show, how is the family doing in self-isolation? What kind of activities are you doing together?
We're doing a lot of different things. Been trying TikTok challenges and also playing a lot with the baby. She's growing quick and it's a blast to kind of be here with her on a daily basis to see it.
I feel like everybody's really diving into the TikTok world.
Yeah.
So we're proud to be
and
part of it.
your pictures of Drew Hazel, right? On Instagram, the videos and pictures are so adorable. I mean, what has that been like though?
She's amazing. And yeah, she just keeps every day interesting and makes it fun, and she's the best.
Yeah, I mean, that's gotta be a lot, having a little baby on your hands in isolation. Let's talk about the show, launched mid-April. How did you both come up with the idea?
So Shawn and I compete in pretty much everything, including how well we know each other. And so we thought we'd create this series just with a bunch of our friends to have some fun and raise some money for charity. And it's been a blast so far.
Kind of like a joint effort here. You posted a country music edition featuring Jason Aldean, his wife Brittany. You have Chuck and Cassie Wicks, Luke Bryan and his wife Caroline, Kane Brown, his wife Caitlin. I mean, these are some big country music stars. Between the two of you, who is a bigger country music fan?
I probably am.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, probably.
I've grown up on country music, and now living in Nashville and being friends with all these people, it's been incredible. But I'm definitely more of a country music fan.
And what about a Bachelor fan? Because I know you have a Bachelor Nation themed episode. Who's the bigger Bachelor fan?
I'm probably the bigger Bachelor fan.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yes and no. We watch it sometimes. So like Andrew's teammate, Jordan Rogers, was on it. They played at Vanderbilt together. So he started watching, and then it just kind of became that like kind of cringy show that we watched.
I've oddly had a lot of teammates be on the show, and so I started watching it just like support them, and then I got hooked, and so now I'm all in.
Wait, who else? So Jordan Rogers, obviously. Is there other teammates you've had?
Yeah, so Colton Underwood and I played on the Raiders together.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. Have you kept in contact with him? It's because I mean he came down with COVID a while ago.
Yeah, we talk probably once a month, and it sounds like he's fully recovered and feeling well. But that was a wild period for sure.
Yeah. What is the process for reaching out for the people to book on your show? I mean, are these just friends of yours? Do sometimes you just call them up and ask them? What has that been like?
Yes, half of them we call up and we're just like, do you want to do this with us? So we have like Jana Kramer and her husband Mike are doing our next episode, which are like really good friends of ours.
We have like Lindsey Vonn and PK Subban. So yeah, we've been reaching out to our friends, but also trying to expand it into making new friends as well. It's kind of fun for Shawn and I to get to know other couples through this challenge, and we hope the viewers are having the same effect. And like, you know, you don't really think about what Jason Aldean's favorite emoji is a lot. So it's kind of a fun behind the scenes look at who these people are off stage.
We'll reach out to a lot of people on like Instagram, but for us, we try to like get it across that we're not trying to like do it for us. We're trying to like bring smiles to the world, and we think it's just fun, and we think it's a fun way for couples during quarantine to keep their sanity and have a little laugh. It's
been really cool though to see that people who have just been watching it are playing along with their spouse or significant other too, to see how many points they can get and compete against the couples in the video. So it's a blast.
Yeah. Speaking of trying to keep your sanity at home, what other activities have you been doing together? Is there a new hobby that you've picked up?
I feel like it's just a lot of like outdoor time. So we sit out back in the backyard a lot. We do a lot of campfires. And we eat a lot of s'mores.
We've been
that
eating
quarantine
s'mores. We've been eating so many s'mores.
Yeah. We drink wine and eat s'mores almost every night.
It sounds like a great night, though.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, we've been cooking a lot too. I'll do the grill, and then Sean will make up some veggies, and it's kind of a fun little project that passes the time. But yeah.
And you're both very competitive. You're both very athletic. I mean, have you been doing some good home workouts? Any tips for people that are watching that maybe don't have a home gym, like something you can do to kind of keep moving?
We're really lucky. We do have a little home gym that we use almost every day, and it's been awesome for us to kind of have that space to get away and stay sane. But I feel like for everybody like who doesn't have a home gym, a really cool thing that's been happening is all of these like live workouts that are on every single person's Instagram live every morning. I feel like every trainer in the world is doing classes virtually now, and you can join and use your gallon of milk as a weight and get creative with it.
It's fun. We've been doing a lot of body weight stuff just in like the empty space in our home. And so like, however much space you have in a room, Sean's been trying to teach me how to do handstands and handstands walks. And so I'm no good at it, but it's fun to learn.
I mean, at least you have an expert with you who's good at a lot of those things.
She's a tough coach, though. She's tough.
I just taught myself how to do a headstand, but I'd never, in my 30 years of life, tried a headstand. And so all it takes is isolation to learn how to do it. And I can do that, which is great. Everyone, make sure you check out the Newlywed Challenge on YouTube now.
Okay, now we move on to this. Watch.
Look, all I'm saying is, I know a hard luck fella when I sees one. I used to be right where you are. I used to worry about my wife and kids. They're grown now. She's dead. God bless her. Good woman. But I've been where you are, wondering what my life was gonna mean.
What do you want?
I run a service station, and business is booming. I could use a good-looking fella like yourself pumping gas.
Why do you need someone good-looking to pump gas?
My gas station specializes in good-looking attendants. It's my corner of the market. It's why we do a good business. This is Hollywood, kid.
In Ryan Murphy's new Netflix series, Hollywood, Dylan Mcdermott plays Ernie West, the manager of a gas station in 1940s Hollywood, who also acts as a pimp. The role is influenced by the real-life Scotty Bowers. And I caught up with Dylan all about his experience making the series, his own Hollywood beginnings, and so much more, including how he's been spending time during isolation. Take a look.
I got to be here with my daughters, which is amazing. I never get to have that much time with them. So I really have connected with them on a very deep level. So I have to say that that's been the gift of quarantine, relationship. Because, there's only so much you can do in the house. And so you have to deal. And so we've been able to really just connect with each other and hang out with each other and spend time, because you know how it is, you have a million things to do, like go to the store or go out with your friends or go to the movies, but all that stuff is gone now. And so we are really just together, which is incredible.
Well, let's talk about the show. So viewers and critics are loving your performance, this incredible character. What has the response been like from fans?
Wow, I can't believe it actually, because I'm getting, emails from Sharon Stone and John Stamos, casting directors and heads of agencies, and just like people are, friends, people I haven't heard of in a while. People are coming out of the woodwork, which is incredible because, most of the time you do stuff and it doesn't make a dent. Then every once in a while, a show like Hollywood comes along and it really has an impact. So it's been incredible.
I mean, I have to be honest, I was watching it and I didn't recognize you at all.
You know what?
I was waiting for you to come on screen and then I had to look it up and I was like, wait, this is him?
You're like the fourth person who said that to me. So yeah, that's like the biggest compliment you could ever give me, because that means I'm doing my job and I disappeared into the character.
So the show reimagines a Hollywood that could have been if unfair biases didn't take place back in the 40s. I mean, what do you think are some of the steps that Hollywood still needs to do today?
I think it's inclusion. I think Ryan Murphy is incredible at that. You walk on the set and it's so inclusive, and he puts his money where his mouth is. And it's great to see that. And more of that needs to come. I think that we're inching towards an equal world, but we're not there yet. And I think the show is really about that, exploring what it would be like if the world were equal. And hopefully one day we'll get there.
Yeah, and some of the cast has said that in the original script, it was even racier than what we see on screen.
Yes.
I mean, especially when it comes to the sex scenes. I mean, was there anything in those initial scripts that kind of gave you anxiety or made you a little worried?
No, I mean, listen, after American Horror Story.
That's very true.
It's like, you know, I'm up for, I'll talk about Dylan up for anything. Yeah. He's very too. So no, I think I had 3 sex scenes in the show that were cut. So maybe like Tiger King, we'll have the 8th episode at some point.
Okay, we're gonna hold you to that. Thinking about your time on set, do you have a favorite memory on set or something that kind of comes to mind?
I mean, you know, working with all these greats, you know, to my first day of filming, Ryan shot the pilot, that one scene in the bar, which is just incredible. What a great introduction to a character. Working with Patti LuPone, you know, I've always been a huge fan of hers.
She's the best,
Yes, our sex scene was actually cut.
Oh.
Yeah, that was incredible. I mean, I was improvising, and I was sniffing shoes, and doing all these great things.
That's awesome.
Working with Holland Taylor again, from The Practice, we worked together. And then suddenly, all these years later, here we are again, and we're lovers in the show. That was amazing.
Watching this show, it makes you think about all the actors that are trying to make it, and especially making it in Hollywood. When you look back on the early years of your career, what kind of sticks out to you the most of when you were that person trying to make it?
Funny enough, it's a good question, because there's always, growing up in New York, there was always the hustler mentality that I had. I used to sell stolen polo shirts on 14th Street, and I was always on the hustle, you know what I mean? Then it was like, okay, how do I get a manager? How do I get an agent in that world? And I would, you know, I got my picture, my resume done, and I would go up to their offices and I'd slip my picture and my resume under their door in hopes that they would call me.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that I've always had that hustler mentality of trying to, you know, like these kids trying to make it in Hollywood. And I think, you know, it worked out, but I think you have to have a little bit of that mentality.
Well, you had this amazing career. You've done so many projects. What was the moment where you really felt like you made it?
Well, again, good question, because I don't know, speaking of the Hollywood experience, I don't know if you ever get to a point where you think, oh, I made it and I can relax now, because that doesn't really exist. Because, you know, you do one project and then you like Hollywood, you know, and the gift is that you get to have more work. But I don't know if you ever feel like you can relax and say, okay, I made it. And that doesn't really exist in Hollywood, because the system is such that there's so much discard, and there's always someone else coming along, and there's always someone else right for the role. And then you get forgotten and left behind. And you're like, wait a second, what about me? You know, that really is Hollywood. So you always have to be on your game. You always have to be on fire.
You studied acting with Allison Janney, who obviously went on to do amazing things. Were there any other friends kind of coming up with you before they were famous that went on to make it like she did?
Well, Alice and I were actually in a theater group together with Joanne Woodward. Joanne Woodward really took us both under her wing and mentored us, and we would do plays together and scene study. And so that was a great time back then. I think Allison might be it.
Yeah. Ryan Murphy confirmed he's writing a project for you and Leslie Jordan to star in together. Yeah, really exciting. So far, all he knows is that Leslie's going to be fabulously wealthy. You're going to be a former masseur. What do you hope this project is about, if you had your vision?
Yeah. The dream is that Leslie is completely straight and I'm completely gay.
Okay.
Switch everything up.
Well, you two have such a fun friendship. I mean, what's a favorite story or memory of him that we wouldn't know?
Oh my God, you know, we were doing American Horror Story 1984, and it was Leslie Grossman and I, and then all of a sudden, I see Leslie Jordan come to the set, and he's got this wig. I put it on my Instagram. He's got this wig on, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, this guy is just so hilarious. Who is this guy? Because I never really got to know him at all, and we just hit it off instantly. And I said, we got to take a picture together, and he just made me laugh. And then suddenly, we kind of forged this friendship, and the next thing I know, he started a fan club for me on his Instagram for middle-aged gay men. So
I mean, he calls you the King Daddy ruler of straight boys.
I mean, come on. King Daddy Ruler? What, is that the greatest hashtag in the world?
It's pretty good. I love it. Speaking of upcoming Ryan Murphy projects, Rob Lowe posted that he's developing a version of the Tiger King story with Ryan Murphy. Is that project something you would maybe be interested in? Have you gone in on the Tiger King frenzy?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I would definitely be down for that. Maybe I can play the filmmaker.
The voice, maybe you could.
I could do that. The cigarette. I could do a whole character. You know, I'm gonna study it. But yeah, I think that's, obviously it's going to be a much coveted project. I don't know how it could be better than the docuseries, but it's going to be interesting.
You can catch Dylan McDermott in Netflix's new series Hollywood, streaming now.
All right, guys, coming up next week, Lauren Lapkus joins us. She's telling us all about her new Netflix film called The Wrong Missy and what it's like working with Adam Sandler.
Plus, we are talking with former Bachelorette contestant Tyler Cameron about his new show, Barkitecture, where he builds extravagant dog houses. That's the content we want.
That is the content we want. All right. So the People Now team wanted to wish you, Andrea, a very happy birthday this weekend. So happy birthday, by the way. And you're aware of what happened, but I don't know if you know, the full story was, the plan was we were going to surprise you with a Zoom call. You would show up in the waiting room on Zoom, and then we would click you in, and then everyone would say surprise at like a big moment. But it turned out for some reason it didn't work, and your screen just popped up. Anyway, guys, here's how it played out. Take a look. Send her the invite.
Okay.
Wonder if it says when you're in the waiting room, does it say 25 other people in the waiting room too?
No, I don't think so. It just
at
says
that point, it's like, okay, we got it. All right, ready when you are if you want to send it.
All right.
It'll be like this. Surprise, happy birthday, Andrea. So surprise first. I'm so nervous.
Okay. Surprise! Surprise! Happy birthday, Andrea!
Hey! Happy birthday!
What is happening? Wow!
We know your birthday's actually on Sunday, but we figured, hey, since it's the last show of the week, we would give you a little surprise.
Oh, so do I have to do another? Is there another read or no, there's not? This is very sneaky. I still don't get what happened instead.
Well, what happened instead was when you logged in, it just showed up in the room. And so half the people could see you there, half couldn't because they were on their phones. And so instead of it being like, all right, 3, 2, 1, I'm going to let her in, it was just sort of like you popped up and a few people saw you. And then what we cut out, guys, watching. Well, go ahead, what?
Oh, I said it still worked out. It's really sweet. So thank you so much.
It worked out. The part that we cut out that no one knows about now was that I tried to force you to do it again so we could fake the big surprise. And it didn't work out that way. Anyway, happy birthday, Andrea. Hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you. And everyone watching, hope you have amazing weekends. Bye.